And we're live. Welcome back to part two of this look into foreign covers, expanded universe book covers. If you can hear it in my voice, I caught a cold 2 days ago, but we're just gonna power through.
Oh,
We've got some amazing guests here with us. One of them's running a bit late. Tidus is not here yet, but hopefully he'll be able to join us later on. But until then, we have an amazing panel of people here to break down some of these foreign expanded universe covers from multiple different countries. So I'm gonna let them introduce themselves now.
What's up, everybody? Only Good Games here. Just want to say thank you to Quinlan for having me on the channel. We're going to talk about these different covers and give you guys our takes on these foreign covers and if we like them and if we don't.
Hi, I'm hello, I'm MagnenoAlex, and I just want to mention in April, make sure to check out Expand Yours website because me and Brennan have a podcast coming up, so you should be looking out for that.
That we do.
hello there. Greyholm here. Thanks for having me again, Brennan.
Absolutely.
I'm Cspyder, and yeah, thanks for having me on. I'm excited to get into this. This is super awesome. I always enjoy the foreign covers.
Yeah, they're oftentimes laughably bad. And today we're covering the Galaxy of Fear books, or at least the ones that have multiple covers, and also the Han Solo trilogy by Brian Daley. So, looking at the covers on the screen right now, you see three covers, one for France, one for Germany, and one for the US. I've got to say, I think I like the French cover the best. I think
I agree.
it's done really well.
Is that not an actual cover for a U.S. novel?
No, it is not at all. It is only the French version, which I was really surprised about. As you can see, the US version says limited collector's edition, so I assumed that it would also have the one on the far right. But I looked everywhere for it and I couldn't find any of the French cover as an American cover, which is really weird. And the French cover looks to be done by the same artist who does most of the art for the Galaxy of Fear covers. So I thought that was pretty interesting.
I think it's funny that the U.S. version, it says limited collector's edition because, I mean, to my knowledge, I don't think is there another version of that?
No, there isn't.
Yeah, I just found that interesting. It's like, you know, they I don't know if there was plans to make other versions, maybe? I don't know.
Perhaps.
I am a bit nostalgic for the U.S. one just because I did grow up with Goosebumps, so and that looks like a Goosebumps book, which is what it was meant to be. So, but in Star Wars.
I like the U.S. cover though because it has that scary kind of mirror type effect on it. You know, and anybody who knows anything about Yu-Gi-Oh, they call that a ghost rare. So it's like basically a ghost rare before Yu-Gi-Oh even did it. So it's really cool to see. But I do like the French cover because the other covers kind of coincide more with it. But the U.S. cover is really cool though. We'll say that.
Greyholm, Liam, what do you guys think?
Well, I haven't read Galaxy of Fear, I confess. And the French one looks really familiar, as if I've seen it before, as an English Galaxy of Fear book. And I'd probably say that that's the best, just by sheer virtue of how close it is to the original. As in the original bunch from the US.
I've also not read the Galaxy of Fear series, I will say as well. It's something I definitely want to read at some point. I think the middle one from Germany, I think that actually looks kind of cool. But I will say, though, I agree with everybody else. The French cover is definitely the best one. It looks really, really super awesome. I love everything that's going on in that one. Yeah, the US one, it also looks pretty cool too. This is the first one in a while that I've actually kind of liked all the covers. A lot of the ones, like especially for the Thrawn ones, have been pretty pretty interesting. Not all of them were fantastic. But I'm not gonna lie, I really like all these covers. The US one looks really cool too. I like that monster. It looks so creepy, and I like it.
Do you think if Quality Autism bought the Germany one, do you think he owns the Germany one? Because that'd be really funny to me.
I don't know. And what's
It's
really
worth asking.
Because he's from Germany.
Yeah, he's German.
Yeah.
Just saw
I
Stevie
think-
B's comment. What up, Stevie B?
Yeah, I don't think any of the covers are bad. I do think Germany's the weakest because it's just 2 eyeballs. But it's not bad.
What's sort of interesting to me about the German cover is that the eyeballs, there's no floating eyeballs or even green species with like horns on the side of its eyebrows that showed up in that book. I reread it not that long ago, and I don't understand what the German cover looks really cool. I think it looks cool, but at the same time, I don't understand what any of what's on the cover has to do with the with the book itself.
Yeah, I agree. I think that, like that everybody else is saying, I think everybody made a good point. You know, the French version, it kind of goes along with the themes better, you know, with the other ones. But I mean, if you just wanted to look at the U.S. version, like if they put out, let's say in the U.S. they put out 2 different versions, and we got the French version and that, you know, holographic looking version, I think it would have been cool if we had both, actually.
Yeah, I agree.
Wait, hang on. I just checked the Wikipedia article, and strangely enough, it says that this is the Dutch version, not the German one.
Interesting.
The German one is an omnibus with Boba Fett and some zombies on the cover.
Okay, I got these from a book covers website that I went to, and it claimed that this was the German one. So the book says that this is the one from the Netherlands.
Yes, it says Galaxy Fear 1 Dutch.
Huh. That's very interesting. That's very interesting. So we shall have to consider that then going forward. Because these may not be the German covers then.
It might well be the Dutch one. I'll check the book as we go along. Maybe. Hopefully.
We'll just put a question mark in the German ones.
Yeah, there should be a question mark there. That's very interesting because I'll find pictures of the site later and send them through to you guys. The website I used said that these were the German covers, so that's very interesting. Moving on.
Website. Yep.
Moving on. This is Galaxy of Fear Book 2.
Oh boy.
And
Yes. That's it. That Boba Fett one.
Oh
Yeah,
boy,
so
here we
I'm
go
gonna
with the
say
Germany
German
covers again.
I don't know what's going on
I
with
really
Germany.
have to say what
That
is
is-
going on that Dutch/German
Wow.
cover.
That has
So-
nothing to do with the book. I just want to say I've read the book.
Why is there like a giant baby head?
I was gonna say I'm getting.
It looks
It's
like
making me.
Kingpin.
Ask Germany/Netherlands why.
It looks like a combination of Kingpin and Boss Baby.
That doesn't look like a Star Wars book.
It reminds me
it's
of.
just-
Really
Star
does
Trek
not look
episode.
like any kind of book I can think of.
I think it's a Toy Story novelization. It's gonna tell us about. It's gonna tell us how. What's his name? Sid. I think his name's Sid or something like that. He blew the baby's head off or the doll's head off. Yeah.
It's a sequel to that one Star Trek episode where there's a baby in charge of everything by the end of it.
yeah, in the original series.
Yeah.
Well, looking at the German/Dutch cover, like Alex said, there is no baby with sharp teeth in that book.
No.
So
not at all.
what were they thinking?
I don't know.
They weren't.
Doing drugs at that point. I don't know.
I think that they just hired some cover artist who was like, here, whatever you imagine would be a sci-fi fantasy thing, just draw it. It doesn't even have to be part of the book. Just draw us something. We don't care what it is.
Make it
You
unsettling.
can give us Toy Stories. That's fine.
So I'll go ahead and say I like the French version best, but
Yeah.
I think the U.S. version is still cool because I still like that holographic effect and it looks cool, so I like it.
And the difference is that the U.S. and French version both have to do with the actual subject matter of the book.
Yes,
There you go.
indeed.
Especially the French version, though that's kind of a spoiler, but it's fine.
Yeah. I mean, that's true. It does spoil who shows up in it. Boba Fett there.
And didn't
So,
John Whit? I don't know who didn't the person who did these covers? I was going to say John Whitman. I believe he's the one who wrote the book, obviously. But I was going to say the cover art. The person who did the cover art, they did the Young Jedi Knights and Junior Jedi Knights books, didn't they?
Young Jedi Knights was Dave Dorman.
Yeah, Dave Dorman did the Young Jedi Knights cover
He
art.
did a spectacular job.
True. Who did the art on these?
I tried to pick the US edition for any EU book, just off cover aesthetics. Young Jedi Knights wins by a country mile.
Yeah, Young Jedi Knights covers are always
Especially
really good.
lightsabers.
That
one
one's
is
nice.
so good.
Who did these covers for the?
I don't
for
know
the French
who,
version.
Let me check. I'm running the book on the side.
I don't know who
Steve
did.
Chorney.
Okay, Steve Chorney. The style is very similar to Dave Dorman's, I think. Like the way that stuff is
It is.
drawn.
It is very similar.
True.
It's not the same, but it is similar.
They both look fantastic, I think.
Yeah. I would like the Germany one though, just for the hell of it.
Yeah, just to say, like I have this, even though I can't read it, and have it in my collection.
I mean, who wouldn't want a baby's head in their collection?
I just think it'd be really funny. I think what I think what the artist was told was, look, it has to be sci-fi and it has to be unsettling because it's meant to be like a Goosebumps ripoff. So just make something that's not nice to look at because it's horror. And then he made that. And I mean, it's fair. I mean, I feel uncomfortable opening the book if that's what it looked like.
I wonder what the back looked like too. My bad, anyway.
Spoilers.
Sorry, that's my bad. I wanted to point out though, on the US cover, the more I look at it, I always thought that it's just a all black background behind the skeleton picture. But look how great the art is behind it with the clouds and the planets and the stars, and like a sunset and some grass. It looks really cool.
Yeah.
I'm starting to wish that skull thing was not there.
Yeah, it's
because
really
the
nice art
background
behind
looks
there.
way better now that I'm looking at it.
Yeah, it looks really good. The German version though, I think we can all agree it's unsettling, but almost in a good way.
I agree. It's just so bad it's good.
Yeah.
Oh man. I'm
Okay,
just sticking with
Wikipedia
what I
update.
thought last time. French #1, US #2, German #3.
Greyholm?
Okay, I have a quick Wikipedia-based update. The French one is also basically the one that we are calling the French one is the cover art commissioned for the US standard paperbacks.
Oh,
Interesting.
So
Okay.
every even number
Interesting.
was used for the German hardback omnibus.
So does that mean that there is another version of the US version?
This is the other version for the US.
Oh man. See, I didn't know that.
Very
that's
interesting.
good to know because I
This
was
is
kind of
very
surprised that they
confusing.
were all just holographic.
Yeah, that's what I was
covers.
saying. They said collector's edition, and I know I just got these books the other day, and I never knew that there was that version, like the French version cover.
I didn't know that either because in all the Galaxy of Fear books I have, from book 3 and onwards, they stopped doing the holographic US covers. But like I have the first 2 as the holographic covers, so I'm very confused because I've never seen those French covers as the standard, I guess, US covers. I've never seen those anywhere. I would have thought I'd seen them by now, but I haven't. That's interesting to hear.
Yeah, I definitely want them now.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
You're gonna have to find them.
according to, but basically from my skimming, I can't find these limited ones for the Nixu.
Yeah,
I don't see a limited one for the Nixu.
They stopped doing the limited collector's edition ones after the first two.
That would make sense. So the so-called German one is actually the Dutch one. The actual German one should be the original cover art, but the even ones only because they released it in pairs as a hardcover omnibus.
Oh wow, the German copies were hardcovers that contained two
Cover
books.
omnibuses. Yeah.
That's interesting.
So they
lucky.
use the even covers from the first two I've looked at so far.
Interesting.
They're lucky. They got some cool stuff.
All right, here's the third slide. This is Galaxy of Fear Book 3. And again, the German, or as we now know, the Dutch, the Netherlands, Holland, their cover is again
A hand.
oddly horrifying.
A hand. And
It looks like it looks like the back of a beholder, but somehow mummified from Dungeons and Dragons.
I think with each
no, it
new
looks
cover
like a
art,
god,
they're just
yes.
slowly building the baby's body.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. It seems like, yeah, we're going to get the foot
That's a
next.
good one. That's a good one.
The
Yeah.
baby has just terrifyingly large hands.
Looks like the hand from Super Smash Brothers.
it's the thing worse than
It's
Avalon.
actually pretty
It's a
disturbing.
cosmic baby.
Does it have 6
End
fingers?
world.
Does it
Yes.
have 6 fingers?
Yes.
I think is it just a planet behind it? It's got like weird bulges on the side of its hand. 1, 2. I'd see 5 fingers and then like 2 like bulges on the side of the palm.
I don't know.
It looks like a grown man's hand in a way, though.
It does.
So-
So the U.S. is obviously better.
Yeah.
The monster actually shows what the book is about.
Faces of the kids look pretty realistic.
They do.
Yeah.
The stormtrooper looks a bit off though.
I kind of like the Stormtrooper stylization.
Yeah, the art style is nice, definitely.
Yeah, I love the art style of the U.S. version. Very beautiful.
I think I've completely changed my mind. I want to see where this is going. I want to see what the next cover is going to entail. I'm
probably gonna
with
be
the
the baby's
Germany
foot.
one this time. I'm excited.
I'm
It gives you
gonna go.
nothing about the book's about. It's another thing.
I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back a slide because I just think I realized something about these German/Dutch covers. Yeah, I'm right. So went back to last episode. At the top, do you see the nebula and the planet that's like on fire or
yes.
something? They just copy pasted it for each cover.
Wait,
like
I think the
they're-
stars
Oh
are the
my
same. The stars are the
gosh.
same too.
The stars.
The entire
You're
background
right.
is exactly the same.
You're right. The stars are and the like
And the glow at the bottom. It's exactly
The only thing that changes is the
They
picture in the
literally
middle.
just pasted
Wow.
new stuff on top.
That's
Wow.
creative. That's extremely creative.
This is okay. I don't think anything is on the Russia levels, but well,
Yeah.
this is
It-
reminding me of the incidents.
If only there was a Russian Galaxy of Fear cover that had Truce at Bakura and also this planet and nebula copy pasted.
That would have been beautiful.
I'd pay
Speaking
$1,000
of,
for one of those.
Someone needs to go and buy that that set I found from Russia with about I think it was 12 books, all with Truce at Bakura at the bottom, including
The
the
Crystal Star.
Star.
Oh man, what a gem!
It was the
I know.
Crystal Star with Truce at Bakura at the top.
Let me find it and send it again. It was just so good. It was so good.
Yeah, you really tempted me. I was trying to translate Russian to figure if I could buy it or not, but they're not
Yeah.
letting with shall we just say current affairs involving Russia. I would unfortunately not be able to have anything from Russia shipped to the U.S.
Yeah.
At this time. So not to get political, but thanks a lot, Putin. I can't get any Russian book covers now, thanks to you.
You cannot get a Russian Courtship at Princess Leia. You cannot get Courtship. I mean, you cannot get a Russian The Crystal Star. You cannot get Russian Thrawn Trilogy. You cannot get Russian, I'm assuming, but cannot confirm that that's the Jedi Academy trilogy, and maybe the Corellian trilogy.
Okay, we're gonna.
But I don't think it's complete, but books of those.
We're gonna take a pause from these covers and take a look at the Russian covers real quick. They are beautiful.
Ah, yes, that wonderful screenshot.
That's a collection right there in itself.
Plus the weird thing on the bottom left. I'm not
Yeah,
sure
it's
what
like
What is that?
it's a foreign sci-fi. It looks like. It looks
Why
like
do they all have Cspyder at the top of it, even if it's not?
That's
Yeah.
their official logo over there.
I guess so.
Yeah,
So
Alex,
basically the whole thing is
they all have Truce at Bakura's artwork on them, at the top. But then if you get to Truce at Bakura, it's a really cool cover. Their Truce at Bakura cover.
It had to be. That was their grand slam, yeah.
while trying to find these on Russian eBay equivalents, I still don't know how I did that. On my phone, no less.
They found you.
I found a massive collection where these covers were not used. It was a lot of later books, but basically all of them had a slightly zoomed out version of the original cover with black things surrounding it with a really nice fade, and it really looked actually good. Like I would buy some of those covers more than I would the English ones. So
Wow. Alex, since you weren't here last time, I'm gonna point out on the top right here. Do you see this cover? Take a guess at what this cover is for.
Well, it's
On
the
the-
Dark Empire cover, right?
No, it's the cover for, obviously, Heir to the Empire.
and guess the one next to it, and the one right below it. The one.
Oh, I did watch the stream. I just don't remember. That's supposed to be like Coruscant or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Return of the Jedi concept art for Had Abaddon by Ralph McQuarrie that got stolen and repurposed for the Thrawn trilogy. But basically, 3 out of the 4 rightmost books are Thrawn trilogy. I can't remember which precisely, but 3 of them are Thrawn trilogy.
Or
maybe 4, maybe even 4. I really can't remember.
This Crystal Star and Courtship cover are just legendary.
Yeah. Well, I think the Crystal Star is by far the most legendary.
Yeah. It's
Courtship.
it's almost like it's
Crystal
combining 2 memes together.
Yeah, that's one way to put it. The 2 Corellian trilogy ones use the original cover art, but I think that the other 2, I'm assuming Jedi Academy trilogy, just 2 of them are random Ralph McQuarrie concept arts dumped onto presumably the Jedi Academy trilogy.
Yeah. So we can all agree the Russian covers are amazing, and if we could, we'd all want them. That's correct, I assume.
Absolutely.
100%.
I'll probably try to get them one day. I'll probably try use a proxy website and see if there's a way to get them.
Oh, definitely. It would be a great investment.
Yes.
All right, we've got one more Galaxy of Fear cover here, and I've got to say the German/Dutch covers do not disappoint again.
That's the best one
actually
yet.
looks scary for once, unlike the other 2.
Yeah.
I just don't understand what's supposed to be going on in it.
Yeah. And
At least they
a Rancor, I suppose.
Oh, is it a Rancor? Maybe you might be right.
I'm assuming so. It's got about the
It
same
looks more like a
outline.
Taranteric with that sideways tusk.
Yeah.
But a really small Taranteric.
Oh yeah.
Actually, I wouldn't even call it a Taranteric. when I realized the scale, since there's a human head right there.
Is it getting impaled? That's kind of dark for a children's book cover. Is
That's
the person impaled
because
on the horn?
the Tuscus ending inside or just right next to the neck, and it isn't that pointy, so I'm assuming it's actually inside the neck.
If you ignore the fact that all the other books have the same exact background, this actually looks like a pretty decent cover.
Yeah, it looks pretty good, I'd say.
And actually, if I didn't know this to be the Dutch now, I would be making a Noah joke, but I shall understand since. Yeah.
I was gonna say, I think that the U.S. version, my issue with it, well, the U.S. version is the best version, but the issue is the U.K. version has better coloring. But the problem, but the issue with the Star Wars logo, in my opinion, should be gold instead of just that black that kind of blends in a little too much on the just the Star Wars and Galaxy of Fear on the U.S. cover, and the writer's name in the bottom and the Nightmare Machine title could have been a little bit brighter instead of so dull. Like just overall, the colors of the U.S. version is not right, but that the UK version has that big blue like background and that purple little section. So I don't like that. So that's the only thing with that.
Yeah, it's weird because they like overlaid what they wanted on top of it and cut out most of the cover art.
Yeah, so I'd say the coloring is better for the UK version, and that gold Star Wars logo, if they kind of transitioned that over to the US version along with the colors, then that would have been the best version, no question.
I really like the fire, how the fire is done on the UK version. It looks really vibrant.
Yeah, exactly. All the colors look really great on the UK version.
The colors are really nice for UK.
I will say though, the Germany version, at least they tried this time. Somebody
they tried more.
Yeah.
What's interesting to me about the UK one is you can actually tell what color shirt Zach and Tash are wearing.
Right. Yeah.
Whereas on the US one, you think they're both just wearing like gray,
white
or
gray. Yeah.
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 For sure. Yeah.
And you can't see the Rancor's eyes.
Yeah.
It looks like the Rancor is blind in the US one.
They made him.
It's like they submitted the art piece too early when they hadn't finished.
Yeah. I'll just get this out.
Actually, I think that might be right because if you zoom in on the US one, you can see around the Rancor it's sort of like there's gradual on the left. It's gradual layers, almost like a topographical map. While for the UK one, you can actually see it being shaded into flames.
Yeah.
So it's quite possible that this was really incomplete art.
And they just had to get it in real quick because they were missing the window.
Makes sense.
I'd love to have all of the Galaxy of Fear books as full cover arts as posters. I think that'd be really nice.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
especially if they had the color of the UK versions. That'd be really great.
For sure.
Could custom print from Lulu, I guess.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
Lulu them, yeah.
We'll have to try that one day.
Yeah, definitely.
Someone with editing skills.
Any more comments on these amazing Galaxy of Fear covers before we go along to the Han Solo trilogy?
I think they're all great, really. It's my thoughts.
I think
everybody needs a floating baby head in their lives.
Definitely. I think that what I need is a Russian cover of Galaxy of Fear Book 2 with the floating baby head demon and of course the Truce at Bakura art across the top. I think that would be brilliant.
Really signifies to me, especially because they're not in the book.
Exactly.
I'm starting to really pity Marcel, Chris, or Matt, or anyone with kids when they watch the stream, just because of the nightmares that they'll get.
Yeah. You just scar kids for life. It's good though.
Just anyone with kids will get nightmares from watching this.
Well, I mean, it is Goosebumps for kids, so that's what you show your kid. You want them to shut up and go to sleep. Like, if you don't shut up and go to sleep, I'm gonna read you this book. That's what Noah's gonna do to his kids if he has any. He's gonna be like, if you don't shut up,
nah, Noah's not gonna have kids.
That's true. He would never be able to take care of children. He'd kill them first. Anyway,
Anyone have any more comments about these Galaxy of Fear covers? All right.
We got the gist.
So here we have Han Solo at Star's End by Brian Daly. What's everyone's initial reactions to these covers?
I think they're all fantastic.
I think so. For the most part, I agree.
Yeah, I think they're all pretty good as well.
The US one definitely looks like a Brian Daly cover if I've ever seen one. I don't know if you guys have read any of his other books, but like all his covers practically look the same. So it's kind of nice to see some other covers too.
Let's do a ranking.
All right, I'm gonna take a hot take. I think the Russian version looks the best.
Wow.
That's interesting.
Wow. Do you see? There's a weird like goat lady behind him here.
The only deduction from the Russian one is where's Chewbacca at? That's the only thing. Unless I can't see and he's in the picture, I don't know.
My favorite one is the second US one, I think.
Wait, is any of these? Well, okay, specifically the Netherlands and Russian ones. Are they relevant to the book?
I sadly have not read these yet, so I can't speak on that.
I mean,
I will say
I
though that
haven't
the
read them
US version is always going to have that vintage like feel to it, so I'm always going to like that one.
Yeah.
But the reason why I just said the Russian one is I just think the Russian one looks really high quality, but it is missing Chewbacca in the cover, so that kind of is a big deduction. So maybe I need to take my thoughts back on that.
And the Netherlands one is literally just the US one with a splash of green all over it, and it doesn't look pretty.
It's like it's almost like watercolor background or something.
Yeah, but you were gonna say something?
Yeah, Alex. The Russian cover. I don't remember any like weird horned goat lady things in cantinas behind Han in this book.
Does he wear a leather coat in the book either?
I mean, it looks cool, but I don't know how much it has to do with the
Is he wearing your coat,
what's that
Alex?
thing in the box? What's that
My
weird
coat?
thing in the box?
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's red eyes inside that box.
The US version of the what is that? Is that like an alternate version, or I guess what is that like a reprint?
That's the reprint by Del Rey.
Why does that look just like book one of Young Jedi Knights? The background, the red background.
Yeah, it does.
I'm gonna
look
guess
similar.
it's Dave Dorman also.
Yeah,
Looks like they just got lazy on that one.
I could be wrong.
Not saying it's bad, but it just looks really similar. Like it almost, I can't see it too well, but it you remember how you have that one crashed. I forget what he was. I forget what he was, but he worked for the Empire and he was crashed in the forest. That's what he was.
Yeah, well, this was made before Young Jedi.
Yeah. Maybe he just was inspired off that one. I guess.
Yeah, perhaps.
When was the reprint put out?
The reprint was put out in the 90s when Del Rey got the license back. So I'd say
Maybe
98, 99. So
when did Yeah, I was gonna say, when did book one of excuse me, young? I can't. If I say Junior Jedi Knights, maybe I'm talking about Young Jedi Knights. So excuse me, there, Young Jedi Knights. Book one of Young Jedi.
Was Young Jedi Knight 95, 96?
I think so. So never mind then.
Somewhere around then. But the Del Rey reprinted the Han Solo Brian Daly books individually, which I did not know because I'd never seen the individual reprints for them. Because like everyone knows kind of that they printed them as a 3-in-1.
Yeah, that's what I always saw.
Bound it all together. So I didn't know that they also printed them individually.
Mm-hmm. I just googled it, and apparently there's a hard. Well, Amazon has a hardcover.
Yeah, they make hardcovers of the.
I did not know that they had hardcover.
Yeah, they have hardcovers for all three, and there's fan clubs. I believe that's what they're called. I sometimes get that confused. So anybody, the SBCC, I can't say it. I can't remember, but
whatever it's called. SFBC.
Yeah. There's an old school like first edition version of that, and then there's a fan club version. I believe so.
Oh yeah, the science fiction book club one. So basically, for New Jedi Order and certain other books, the only way that you could get a hardcover was Science Fiction Book Club. So it's smaller. It's like A5, I think. So it's smaller than your standard hardcover, but you would get like a Traitor hardcover. That's the only way outside of Lulu that you can get a Traitor hardcover. And I think for some of the smaller ones like Dark Tide, Age of Victory, Jedi Academy trilogy, Black Fleet Crisis.
Yeah, all the
all the
duology.
official duologies and trilogies. They're
Yeah.
in omnibus.
I believe there's a few in Fate of the Jedi also that are like that. I believe Omen, if I'm not wrong, is like that.
Yeah, and I think there's some Legacy of the Force SFBCs
Yeah,
as well.
I think so.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Liam, what are you thinking about these covers? Like, if you had to rank them, I think we'll all just rank these. Because I think we all like all of them pretty well.
Yeah.
So rank them from 5 to 1.
5, I gotta say, is definitely the Netherlands cover.
Yeah.
4 would go for the first US cover. 3, I'd have to say, is probably the Russian cover, as cool as it looks. 2 is Hungary, and number 1 is the second US cover, I think.
I'll say 5 for the Netherlands because it's just the original with a splash of dark green, which to me is makes it a little bit more uglier than it originally was. I give 4 actually to the reprint to the U.S. cover because I don't know, I just don't dig it as much. But that might be because I guess it's not nostalgia. I wasn't alive when that book came out, but there's something about the simplicity of the original cover. And then I would give 3 to also to the Russian one because while it looks good, it has absolutely, as far as I'm aware, nothing to do with the book itself, other than having Han on cover. But I guess you could say that about all of them. And then the second one I would give to the Hungary one, and then the first one I give to the original cover because I just like the simplistic look to it. It's a very 80s looking cover.
Yeah, for sure. Greyholm?
I would go number 1, second US, whoever the cover artist is. Secondly would probably be the Russian and then Hungarian. Possibly interchangeable depending how connected the Russian one is to the book. Especially whatever it is with red eyes in that box. Then probably the Netherlands and then the first US last.
So
Just because it's really plain for the Star Wars cover.
So 5 to 1 for you is the original US is 5, the Netherlands is 4, Hungary's 3, Russia's 2, and the reprints 1.
Yeah, that's my ranking.
Only Good Games.
Yeah, I'm here. My bad if I got quiet for a second.
What's your ranking? 5 to 1 of these covers.
I'll say from worst to best. Like none of these are bad. I'll just say that. But from worst to best, I'll put. I'll put the Hungry version as the worst. Then I'll put after that. I'll put the Netherlands version. Kind of agree with Alex what he said. After that, I'd put the reprint version of the U.S. version, number 3, and then number 2. It could be interchangeable because I like the original U.S. version as well, but I'd put the U.S. version 2 and then the Russian version just as 1. But it could be interchangeable because I do like the OG old school U.S. version.
All right, I'm gonna go 5 would be the Netherlands cover, 4 would be Hungary, 3 would be Russia, 2 would be the original US cover, and 1 would be the US reprint cover. I do think they're all pretty good. But one thing I always found weird about the original cover was like, I don't know, I thought Chewbacca's feet were in a weird, like, looked weird.
That's pretty funny.
They just look kind of strange.
They do look kind of strange. His knees look kind of interesting.
Oh, yes. No, look at his feet. One looks like he's wearing boots. The other one looks like he has human toes.
Yeah.
Actually, it's not even boots. It looks like he's wearing what is either dress shoes or a duck's beak.
It also looks like he doesn't even have arms. It looks like his arms is just a crossbow.
Yeah. Yeah, his arms are like really folded in.
When I zoom in, I guess it's fine. It just looks like a really awkward position for someone that big to be holding a crossbow. And as a relatively big-ish person, compared to most people, not Chewbacca,
I mean, they got the
would
scale
really
right.
be weird.
They got the height scale pretty right.
At least they got the height scale right. At least they got the height scale right. Yeah.
I was gonna say at least the U.S. reprint version. I think it goes cool, you know, with Han and you know, with obviously the young Jedi Knights and Jason and everything. I think it's cool, you know, having Han and Chewie on that one, and it kind of does match book 1 of Young Jedi Knights. So you know,
oh yeah,
that's kind of cool.
I just checked. It is indeed Dave Dorman. The art style guessing was correct.
So
Dave Dorman was the same guy
who did the Young Jedi Knights cover.
So
that makes sense.
Yeah, he did Young Jedi Knights and this.
It would be cool if you had a U.S. version of the reprint version, and then Young Jedi Knights book 1, and you somehow could mesh them together to kind of show the past to the future.
Yeah, that would be cool indeed. Like of the first generation's adventures versus the
Exactly. Showing the
you could go on Amazon and get this.
Oh, is there an Essential Legends?
No, I was saying that'd actually be a good idea. Like have like a 2 books in one, where it's the first Young Jedi Knights book and then the Brian Daly reprint cover.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Sliced up in half.
That would be really cool.
They're never gonna do that.
Not gonna happen.
One thing I like about the U.S. reprint is Alex, correct me if I'm wrong. The droid at the bottom left, I believe his name is Bollocks. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a fantastic. He's a fantastic character. And there's
I don't know if Blue Max is in there, but Blue Max is inside him if he's not shown on the cover.
Yeah, Blue Max is like a little droid that is
inside his stomach.
Yeah, exactly. So it's really cool.
I really need
on
to
the cover there.
I really need to get on to reading these.
Yeah,
they're solid, fun adventures.
They're really just quite fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, after I finish New Jedi Order, I don't think I will go on to Denning yet because I really don't like Darkness, and that would be pain. Instead, I'm either going to read prequels or Dark Times.
The Vong say to embrace pain.
Yes.
Yeah, embrace the pain.
Embrace
the pain.
Of greater pain to me to read Darkness than to be inside the embrace of pain. So, to that end, I will be either reading all of Dark Times or all of the prequel era and then Dark Times. I'm not sure which though.
And then you'll
say read all of the prequel era and then Dark Times because Dark Times has a lot of connections to the Clone Wars and other things. So yeah, I would just do the entire prequel era if you're going to do that.
So would you suggest I do novels only or everything?
No, include the comics.
Like comics, right? Yeah, I thought so.
Short stories
because
can be skipped,
I hear Dark Times is really good.
Yes, no, in Dark Times you should not read if you haven't read Republic.
Yeah, for sure.
My follow-up question is, should I read a chronological run like
I would recommend that for the prequels. I think it flows better.
So I should just start with Dawn of the Jedi.
No. I meant specifically.
Well, not Run in Flames.
I thought you were talking about like prequel eras. And
no. I meant like a full reread.
A full reread. Greyholm. I'm following my timeline that I've created for my reread.
Yeah, basically following yours.
I am enjoying it so much. There is so much connectivity and continuity. Like immediately there's just so much interconnectivity. It's fantastic. It's been great reading it this way. Like I would definitely I wouldn't recommend it for an EU fan to do it completely chronologically the first read through. I'd recommend read what you're interested in and then maybe go back and do a chronological read through.
Yeah, I agree.
So like, are you trying to just get into like the prequel era specifically with Anakin and Obi-Wan and all that?
I've read a lot of the prequel era before. I
okay.
just haven't read a lot of it. But I mean, I haven't read all of it.
Well, if you're just trying to get through that, then because you want to read Dark Times, starting in Dawn of the Jedi, it's so unrelated to that. I would just start with probably
Never start with Dawn of the Jedi.
No, don't. But what you should start. You should start. I think what's first in the
Notron in Flames or Plagueis.
Well, Plagueis, the weird thing though is that it takes place over.
Oh
a
yeah,
span
the
of
Plagueis.
time.
Okay, I guess if we don't count Plagueis.
Well, so
Well,
Graham, if you're doing that, if
Graham-
you're gonna be like anal about it, you could like read the first section of Plagueis and then take a break. I think the next thing you would read is Jedi Apprentice by
Yeah.
Jude Watson.
Yeah, it's probably
Wait,
Jedi Apprentice.
Greyholm, do you mean you want to read the Dark Times era or the Dark Times comic?
Era, because I also have stuff like the Han books, Hungarian Daily, and Crispin, which I have never read.
So
Okay,
you
no,
mean-
that's not true. I read something when I was a kid, which I assume is a daily book, and I've read half of one of Hungarians.
So you mean the Dark Times era, not the Dark Times comic then?
Yes, but I should also read the comics.
The comics
Eventually.
are great.
It sounds good.
If you want Legolas from Lord of the Rings as a Jedi, then read Dark Times.
But like I said,
Gotcha.
you should definitely read the Republic comics first.
Oh yeah, definitely, because the Dark Times comics just in a continuation of the Republic comics, and I'd say also read Obsession comic and the Jedi comics,
Definitely.
and maybe even Purge as well.
Gotcha.
So moving on to the second set of covers, Greyholm, what are your thoughts on these?
Okay, so the German one, no comment. It's literally just a flip.
Yeah.
Zero comment. The Hungarian one is bug nuts. Because, one, that is not the Millennium Falcon behind them. Two, what pose is Chewbacca having?
He's
Three,
dancing.
Han looks like old Alden. You know, the guy who acted in Solo. I'm not sure what the surname is.
Alden Enrich.
Yeah, that's the one. He looks like an aged-up version of that guy crossed with some random other actor. He does not look like Han.
Why does
Doesn't
it
even
look?
have the vest.
Why does it look like in the Hungarian one, Chewbacca's like at a rave or something?
Yes, it looks like he's dancing.
It really does.
That is so weird.
Why did they blur the image as well? Not only did they flip it, but they blurred it in the German version.
I think that's only because of
I think
the
it was
picture
just a
quality
definition.
I was
Yeah.
able to get, because I was
okay.
only able to get super low quality, but it could be like that. It's really weird that they flipped it completely, because that means the Millennium Falcon is the wrong way around
Yeah.
on the cover.
This is
What's
actually
even going on
really
in the Russian
funny.
one?
Well, Russian. Is that relevant in the book? Because it looks like they're wearing half gear.
I
I
can't
haven't
remember
read the
looking
book.
at.
I don't think it is relevant to that book.
They look
No.
like some. Wait. Oh, I just realized. The whatever is being held on a leash. It looks like something from Truce at Bakura.
Oh no.
The Kara mark or something. I haven't read the book in a long
So
time.
wait,
so
you're
excuse the
saying
volcanism.
you're saying Russia is referencing Truce at Bakura on its covers again?
Not
Oh, boy.
quite, because the whatever it was, that's very special Sisrook with the rainbow scales. Kerry
Oh,
mark.
yeah.
Well, whatever it was, I haven't read it in a long time. That thing also had rainbow-colored scales and was vaguely reptilian, dinosaur-y looking. And while this is on the leash, I'm getting the vibes.
Who spilled chili on your Han Solo novel? I don't know. It's probably somebody who's a fan of Tristan Bakura, or probably Dawn of the Jedi or something.
Well, anyway, it goes without saying that the Dave Dorman one is absolutely supreme because I have never seen a bad piece of artwork from Dave Dorman.
True.
That's true.
Yeah, the Dave Dorman one's really great. I do like the original US one, although I've always thought Chewbacca's lips look a little weird on it.
Yeah. That's fair.
No. I just zoomed in, and I have no comment. Han's face looks a lot younger on the original US one too.
Liam,
It looks like he's a boy. He looks like a teenager. He's really skinny and has a young
haircut-
face.
the haircut is like early 2000s boy bander.
Yeah, that makes it even worse.
I think Chewie looks a lot better on the U.S. cover this time, but I think just like last time, I like the second U.S. cover better. Everything else is pretty bad.
Yeah.
I'll give the
Actually-
Germany cover 0. That's number 5 because it's just a flip of somebody else's cover. It's not the original. 4 I will give to the Russian one, which I mean looks like it has decent art, but I can barely tell what's even happening in that art, and it does not seem like it's relevant to the book. 3 would be the Hungarian one, which while it doesn't exactly look like the Falcon, it still encapsulates what's actually going on in the book.
Yeah.
Mainly Han and Chewie, even if Chewie's looking a bit dumb there, but it's okay. Number 2, I will give to the original cover because I just kind of like the whole aesthetic of they're like on a planet and it's all orange, and I just vibe with the whole like look of it, even if it isn't maybe perfect. And I'll give number 1 to the reprint simply because it shows more of what the book actually entails, like with the woman there. So, and it looks great. So. Yeah, it does kind of actually.
Indeed.
Yes, it does. A movie I
You
need to
look
watch.
lonely. I can.
Only Good Games, what are you thinking of these
What the
covers?
Han Solo books tell you.
I say, obviously the German one looks very. If it actually is that blurry, then that's horrible. If it's actually that blurry, but
Yeah.
why they reversed it, I don't know. But I guess that's do what laziness. Yeah, that's probably why. That's probably the worst one. Maybe the Hungary one, because the Hungary one is just the colors are so dull. It just like makes me bored just even looking at it. But the Russian one, I mean, I haven't read the book, but it just looks like it has nothing to do with the book. I haven't read it, but it just looks like it has nothing to do with it. The U.S. version, I like the colors of it, but Chewie is looking a little bit scary. What to say? Yeah, he's looking a bit interesting. What to say? And I don't know.
It looks like he used giant white lipstick.
Hey, are you judging Chewie?
No, it looks like they photoshopped a smile onto him.
Yeah, it does.
You know those really
Chewie's his
creepy
own man. Stop
photoshops?
judging the man.
Yeah.
I think it also looks.
Also,
it's like
look at his feet.
Yeah,
Look at
his
his
feet are
feet.
very.
They did the same thing again.
You could stop insulting the boy.
I think it's. I think he looks weird because he's like. It looks like he's huge, like he's too close to the camera or something. Like on the U.S.
That's like
version.
what it's meant to be like. Like it's a
Yeah,
camera
okay,
shot,
yeah.
and Chewie's
Yeah.
closer to the camera than Han. I think that's
Yeah.
the idea.
But the U.S. reprint version, I guess it is. I like that one. That was pretty good.
Yeah, it's great.
It looks great. It looks fantastic. My order here would probably be pretty similar. I'd put it as 5 Germany, 4 Russia, 3 Hungarian Chewie dancing, 2 the original, and 1 the reprint.
Yeah, I agree.
All the same.
Yeah, the Hungry version though. I mean, that's just like if you saw that in a bookstore. I mean, it just doesn't look very compelling.
No.
And it does look like Chewie's like a comedy character. like you'd expect him to be doing like Jar Jar Binks type of stuff in this book.
Yeah.
Hell no.
You said Chewbacca?
You are well. Fortunately, it's 11:20, and you're about to give me nightmares.
He doesn't even look like he has eyes in the Hungry cover.
No, he doesn't. He's just
It's
black.
I find it strange how I'm actually thinking that the Hungarian Chewbacca's face looks better than the original US face.
oh, that is
should have been. It's actually kind of unsettling though. That should
Yeah.
have been one of the Galaxy Fear covers.
on every one of these covers
Darling
except the
Chewbacca.
on every one of these covers except the US reprint. I feel like Chewbacca wants to kill me.
Yeah.
Like I don't feel if I was Han on any of these covers, I'd feel unsettled.
Like, imagine like you're just like you're searching through the web. Just imagine you're searching through the internet, like you're just going about your day, and in the corner, like a couple pictures as you go through the internet, you know, whatever you're looking at. That Chewie picture from the Hungarian one is just like in the corner of your eye, like you miss it. And he's just staring you down.
With the way Chewie looks in the US version, especially that smile in those eyes, I swear he looks like a horror antagonist.
Yeah.
The one in the Hungarian novel is far scarier. Like imagine you're opening up the Hungarian book to read. You're getting out of the bookshelf, and the next thing you know, as you're looking at the cover, you know where the face is angled. It looks directly at you. I would
Oh.
Not to mention, in the U.S. version, it looks like Han's about to like shoot Chewbacca.
Maybe he is. Maybe he's had enough of this crap. Like how Brennan feels after doing
That's
a
what happened.
podcast with me.
No, not at all.
Chewbacca's
but-
just a little bit too happy to
that's
be
why it's
being like
called
walked
Han-
down by Han.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, there's an Imperial logo in the corner on the Hungry one.
Oh God.
Do you know what? Do you know why it's called Han Solo's Revenge? Because it's the one where Han shoots Chewie.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
why
yeah.
it's called Han Solo's
Yeah.
Revenge.
They really hit the nail
wish I
on the
could
head on that.
Yeah,
one.
the Chewie we see in the rest of the EU and in the movies themselves
clone.
is actually not. It's a clone. It's Chewie.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, that Imperial logo actually looks more like a Walmart logo, actually.
It does. It's like a Walmart low price. But maybe it's Han is going back to the Imperials and he's going to join up. He's showing his true colors.
Yeah. Let's go back to the Academy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the mirror universe of Star Trek.
All right.
This dark universe where Han chooses the Imperial Academy
Yeah.
and doesn't save Chewbacca from slavery.
Exactly.
Yeah. Are you guys ready to look at Han Solo and the Lost Legacy?
Yes.
Why do I sense it's gonna get worse?
Oh.
My gosh.
Because there's a green space raccoon.
I just think that the reprint version, why does Han's face look so bad, you know?
Yeah.
Especially his eye.
The
Like,
reprint
his
does not
eye.
look like Dave Dorn.
Han looks like he has that face, and he has that face where it's like, "Don't you dare touch my brownies." That's what that looks like. You know what I
His
mean?
face looks like swollen. His face looks really like swollen, like he ate something he was allergic to.
He looks like he looks like he's been eating a lot of brownies.
Wait, is this a drug joke I'm not getting? Are we just talking about
Okay.
actual brownies?
This is probably the weirdest one I've seen from Dave Dorman because Chewbacca looks great, but Han just looks weird.
Yeah. Chewie does look
However,
good.
that said, in the original cover, Han looks really fat.
Well, that's rude.
Why is Chewie wearing a headband in the Germany one? What suit is
He's
Han
trying-
wearing?
He's trying to be like what's her name from Young Jedi Knights, the one with
Wait,
she was a part of the Diversity Alliance.
Wait.
What's her name?
I'm sorry.
It's
That's
not
not
the Hungarian one.
Yeah, that's not the German one. That's the Hungarian one. I marked it wrong.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I just realized that.
Well,
What's that female Wookiee from? I think it's either book 7 or 8.
Raba?
Yeah. He's like he like inspired
Raba.
her. Maybe that's a Wookiee style. Maybe I don't know.
I don't recall Chewbacca wearing a headband in the book, but
There might have been, I don't know.
No. What I want to know is why is Han wearing a Dune still suit?
That's what I'm wondering too.
Oh,
He has to
actually,
walk with rhythm.
I have the ultimate piece, which I have to send in the Discord.
The lighting is so weird on
basically,
the
this is the
Hungarian one.
This is the Hungarian omnibus, where
Why?
Chewbacca is not there, and Han looks like an astronaut without his own face. The actor, well, okay, whoever's face they used,
Oh my goodness.
while drawing the art, just looked like someone in a Harrison Ford movie who is not Harrison Ford.
That's funny.
Let me
You know
share that.
You know what doesn't make sense about the Hungarian one is why is there all this light on Han Solo's face? Like there's all this light on his face, but the rest of his suit is just dark.
This one is hilarious. That's so funny. Oh my gosh.
Well,
And it had the Imperial logo on it too, if you didn't notice, in the bottom right.
Yeah, it did. Indeed, it did. I'd like to point out with the Russian one, why does it look like Han's wearing like a surgical medical glove?
I like how he's just so happy in that one too, in the Russian one. He's just so nonchalant. Looks like he just took a selfie, just taking a real good, you know.
yeah.
Yeah, it does. And Alex, I don't remember there being a green raccoon in that book.
No, there's
Jackson?
It's like a precursor to Ykrit, even though Ykrit was nothing like that. But
Oh, it does look like Ykrit though. Like Ykrit
it's like a precursor. It was like pre-Ykrit.
Ykrit has that pose on a New Jedi Order cover, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll say I think
kind of.
I think the second cover, the reprint, is actually probably the worst in that one.
I agree.
Oh yeah,
I agree.
Ykrit has floppy ears. This is more raccoon-like.
Yeah.
Ykrit's more of a bunny rabbit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I give the third spot to the Russian one because it looks good. It just has nothing to do with what the subject of the book.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, I'm gonna keep that. The second one I'll give to Germany or wherever
Hungary.
It's
It's Hungary.
Hungary, sorry. Hungary. Because, like, I mean, I don't know what's going on with them, but I mean, it looks cool, so I'll give them that. But I'll give number one to the original cover because it actually looks really appealing. Really interesting. So I love everything about the original cover.
This is
I have a weird take.
This is an amazing comment. Before we get to that take, Rambaka because of the headband. That's fantastic.
Oh my gosh.
I love it. I never knew that I needed Rambaka, but I did.
I mean, honestly, the U.S. version with the skull alone is just so appealing, to a kid. I mean, any kid who's a young kid who want to buy that.
Jones and the Crystal Skull.
Maybe that's what they were going.
Based on the title, it just makes me think: is that a crystal skull? Wait, it's Star Wars.
Maybe they wanted to kind of Easter egg that.
Weird take.
Indiana.
I actually, yeah, sorry.
The Indiana Jones in the Crystal Skull. That came way later, obviously, than this book, but it's kind of interesting that two characters played by Harrison Ford were involved in Crystal Skull scenarios.
Yeah.
But
I guess Alex had to go.
Yeah, Alex dropped out because he's got to go to work.
Alex, you were great. Did a great job. We loved you, Alex.
Love you, Alex.
Yep. Thank you so much for joining us. That was super fun. We're gonna miss you.
Indeed. I just realized Tidus never showed up. Maybe he's playing Empire at War.
Empire at War, yeah.
Pretty sure. Insert The Force Awakens kiss.
You know what I will say? I do like the green upper part of the U.S. reprint. Those green sky, whatever that's supposed to be.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
if they just had fixed Han Solo's face, it would have probably been good. But
yeah,
still, though,
he
I
does
still do
look-
like the U.S. version with that skull because that's just so iconic, and that cover is just a must. You see that cover, and if you were at a bookstore as a little kid, you definitely want to buy that one. I think.
Oh, definitely.
Mm.
It looks like a book your mom wouldn't let you buy. You're like, I don't know about that one. That one might be a little bad.
Yeah, with the crystal
The skull.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely my favorite as well. Second, I'd have to put the cover with Rambaka. We have a meme about the Czechoslovakian cover of Heir to the Empire, and we call the Chewbacca that appears on that cover Czech Baka. So Rambaka is definitely going to be a rival for Czech Baka. Third, I've got the Russian one. I don't know what's going on with the space raccoon and why Han Solo has like a medical glove, or why Bollocks looks completely wrong and really scary, or why his name's misspelled. And then fourth and last place, I have the terrible reprint cover where Han looks like he's really fat and he doesn't want you to eat his food, like Liam said. Liam,
like
what's your ranking?
For the first time, I think the original cover for the US one actually beats the reprint. So yeah, I think definitely the best one is the US one. Second place would be probably the second US one. Third place, the Russian. Fourth place, is that the Hungarian? Did you say?
Yeah, it's Hungarian.
Okay, yeah, the Hungarian one.
And Greyholm, what's your order here?
Okay, this one might be a bit weird. So Russian is the worst. The second worst, I'm torn, so I'll just say 2 and 3, and what I don't like. Both the US ones. Because in the first US one, Han just looks really fat. I cannot get past that. I just can't. And in the Dave Dorman one, of course, Han's face. So I just really cannot get past how if you combined the Hans in both US ones, added a beard, you would get Thraken's Han Solo.
Oh man, you're right. You're
So
absolutely
because
right.
you have fatter Han and you have grumpy Han, and then you add a beard, that is Thraken.
Yeah, his cousin. Yeah.
I just read the comedy trilogy, so good.
I totally see that.
And that leaves me somehow with the Hungarian one the best, despite headband Chewbacca, armored Chewbacca, Han with a weird gun, Chewbacca with I'm not sure what he's holding, Han with a still suit, so on and so forth.
Chewbacca's hair looks really smooth and silky in the Hungarian one. It's like he got like a perm or something.
His chin hair looks like a beard. It looks like a very luxurious beard.
It looks like he brushed it for a really long time.
He'd been back to Kashyyyk for a bit.
It looks like he was like getting ready for a banquet or something.
Yeah.
But
assume that he went back to visit Mala and Kashyyyk.
Oh yeah, he went back to visit Mala for Life Day. Had to look presentable.
That's perfect actually. We got it. Maybe he had to wear ceremonial armor.
Well, it wasn't in the book, but that can be the headcanon, I suppose.
Yep.
Oh man.
Of course, Han's blaster and still suit, just whatever. No comment on those.
I mean, the galaxy, the like stars behind the Hungarian cover look pretty nice.
Oh yeah, that looks really nice. And Han's face somehow looks the best out of all of them.
Yeah, Han's face looks pretty good on that one. At least he's not fat like in the other two, or very just laid back and nonchalant like Only Good Games and Liam were saying. He looks pretty fierce on the Hungarian one, I'd say.
Yeah.
But Liam, only good games. Any more Greyholm? Any more comments on any of these covers?
I'm good. I've said my piece.
Yep.
Yep. I'm good.
All right. So those were the Galaxy of Fear covers from around the world, and the Hungarian covers from around the world. So I hope you enjoyed watching this, whether you joined us live or watched an archive version of it. Thanks to Alex for coming on. Thanks to Tidus for being with us in spirit. As I'm sure he was, and not playing Empire at War. Yeah.
Definitely not. He should be reading Acts of Cain. The only acceptable excuse for not showing up.
Maybe he is. So, and thank you, of course, to the guests who did join us today. And next time we will be talking about the New Jedi Order covers and all of their foreign variants. So that will probably be a long one. That might have to be divided into parts 3 and parts 4.
Oh boy! Oh yeah, that's gonna be a really long one.
That will be
19 books.
Indeed, and I'm sure we'll have lots and lots of comments. It might even be 3 parts. It might be parts 3, 4, and 5, because there are some really nice ones.
Oh
So
yeah,
have
don't
lots and lots
forget
of
you
comments
have
about
two
them.
covers. You have 2 covers for Star Wars Sun Unifying Force for Japan, so that's even more.
And,
you really
and
have.
if you think about it, there's also like the hardcover omnibus covers for the duologies and trilogies, where it combines all the cover art onto one. So there will be a lot of covers to talk about. So we excited to join for that one. I'm sure you guys will all be back here. We'll see who else will be joining us then, but we'll do that in a couple weeks. And thank you for joining us for this one. Anyone have anything else to say?
That was a lot of fun.
Absolutely. It's really fun to make fun of really bad covers.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me on.
Look at the good ones.
Sorry?
And it's always nice to look at the good ones.
Yes,
especially the ones
indeed.
you didn't know existed, of course.
And it's nice when there's one that you're not expecting to be good but turns out to be good. Like when we were like the Russian Truce at Bakura cover last time, when it was shockingly really good.
Oh boy.
But I appreciate you having me on, Brennan,
Absolutely.
Mr. Quinlan Voss. I appreciate chatting with all you.
And before we head out, I'll shout out. Cspyder has a channel, and so does Only Good Games. They're talking about Star Wars EU. So if you've not followed them already, go search for their channels, or if you go over to the channel tab on my channel, I have all of their channel pages on there. And if you're wondering why I'm not shouting out Greyholm, it's because he does not yet have a channel. But he hopefully will.
I'm being pushed to make one by certain people.
Yeah, I wonder
Definitely
who those
not
people
Brennan
are.
or Marcel. Couldn't be them. They really don't want me to have a channel. I'll be too much competition for them. I'll just rip off what they do.
We keep begging you to not start a channel. We don't keep telling you that you should.
Exactly.
Yeah. But if Greyholm ever does start a channel, go check him out as well.
Oh yeah, I want to shout out Stevie B real quick too. He's doing a bunch of great interviews, and he had most of us on here on his channel to do some interviews. So if you haven't checked out his video and his interviews, he's got some really good interviews, and I think you guys would enjoy his channel if you're not subscribed to him.
Yeah, Stevie B was on here earlier. He's gonna rewatch this supposedly. Definitely go check Stevie B out. He's absolutely fantastic. I have his channel linked as well. So, and Alex was on here as well. He has a channel as well. He really inspired me to start my channel. Him and Matt Wilkins. So definitely go check out Alex as well. So, with that all out of the way, thanks for joining us to look at these covers, and we'll see you for part 3, whenever that may be. Thanks for watching.